We all know how it's supposed to be. TDD, CI, CD, immutable infrastructure, perfectly validated input, green dashboards, fast deploys, data that is just correct. That's the ideal. But the world I live in? Startups, young teams, inherited code. Bugs get through, data gets corrupted. Nobody notices until it's too late. This isn't theory, that's reality. So the question is, how do we survive in that world? I once heard someone say, software should be cynical. Not optimistic, not naive, cynical. It should assume things will go wrong, that bugs will make it to production, that people, including the smart ones, will mess up. Your software should defend itself, like a paranoid, over-caffeinated robot, always watching for things that aren't right. And that's exactly what continuous data validation is. A second line of defense, a skeptical eye inside the system. Think about your body. You're not healthy just because your skin isn't cut. You're healthy because your immune system is patrolling inside it all the time. Quietly checking if every cell still behaves like it should. It doesn't just wait for viruses at the door. It looks for patterns, contradictions, things that don't feel right. Your software can do the same. Background jobs that roam your database, asking, is this order plausible? Why is this user balance negative? How did we arrive at this state? That's your system's immune system. Not a firewall, not a validator. A quiet internal skeptic. Always on. If you're going to build an immune system for your software, start where failure hurts most. Think money, balances, orders, liabilities. Anything that leaves your system and hits reality. If something silently breaks here, you're not just fixing a bug, you're dealing with angry users, legal risk, and lost trust. But don't check everything at once. Start small. One high-risk area, one daily check, one alert that tells you, hey, this looks off. Then grow from there. Once your high-risk areas are covered, start working outward. What other parts of your system depend on this data being correct? Look for patterns, look for drift, look for silence where there shouldn't be silence. A stuck state, a missing reference, a record that's just hanging around. These things won't crash your app, but they quietly erode its trustworthiness. So expand, one layer at a time, from the critical to the questionable to the just plain weird. Let's be clear, this isn't a substitute for testing. It's not an excuse to skip validation at the edges. It's a safety net. Tests catch what you expect. Continuous validation catches what you didn't even think to test. Use both. Good practices make your system strong. Validation makes sure it's still standing after real-world chaos. They're not competing, they're working together. Sometimes you inherit a system that's not healthy. Bugs everywhere, no tests, weird edge cases no one fully understands. And now it's your job to keep it running. That's when continuous validation becomes your best friend. You're not changing the system, you're observing it. You're not fixing everything, you're figuring out where it's bleeding. One check at a time, one discovery at a time. Get the patient under control, then you can start the surgery. It's not enough to just write a few data checks. You need to operationalize them. Document what each validator does and why it exists. Run them on a schedule. Track what they catch. Tune them over time. And don't make them a one-person thing. Add them to your checklists, your playbooks, your incident reviews. Continuous validation isn't a tool, it's a habit. You wouldn't run a body without an immune system. Don't run your software without one either. You don't need to boil the ocean though. Just start with one validator. One job, one check, one quiet piece of software asking, does this still make sense? Let your system defend itself. Then come back here, drop a comment, and tell us what it caught.